shared what we're going to share right now publicly. And so we thought that this is a great time to do it. So we also are going to decide to make it and turn it into a podcast episode. So we're just going to use this whole situation and repurpose this. So you will be able to run it back later on. It's going to be several weeks from here, but you'll be able to run it back. So we're going to be talking about a single business strategy that has literally transformed how we do business and really catapulted the strategy that we use.
It's been highly useful and highly fruitful.
Highly useful, highly fruitful. So we're going to turn this into a podcast. So I think we should just go ahead and just jump right into it so y'all can get the goods and start using it right away if you haven't been doing it.
Yep. So here we go. All right.
Let's make sure we're in there. Okay.
What's up, everybody? This is O.L. Buckley.
And this is Sway Buckley
of MarriedPreneurLife.com. Yes, this is where we help mission-minded married entrepreneurs, those of you who want to get more clarity, generate more income, but above all of that, you really want to leave a lasting impact.
Yes, married entrepreneurs come to us to sync high-level systems with laser-clear strategy to build out a solid legacy structure, and so they can do that peaceably and profitably. So whether or not if you are an indiepreneur, spousalpreneur, or couplepreneur, you are absolutely in the right place. Indiepreneurs are those marriedpreneurs where both spouses are building individual businesses. And then we have the spousalpreneurs where one spouse is operating the business while the other spouse may be working a 9-to-5. And then there are the couplepreneurs. And the couplepreneurs are those couples, that marriedpreneur type, where they're building the same business together. So you may be one of those, a couple of those, or you're trying to figure out which one you're going to start with, but it doesn't matter. You are absolutely in the right place. And if you can, go ahead and let us know in the comments. If you're an indiepreneur, go ahead and just so we know who's in the building, drop an I. If you're a couplepreneur, drop a C. If you're a spousalpreneur, drop an S. So we know. We love to hear that. Now, let's jump right into this. We have some strategy, a strategy that we want to share with you, a business strategy. This is more so heavily business related in this episode.
It is.
And it came out of a slight frustration, I would say. But oftentimes, how many of us know that sometimes when you're frustrated about something, it's because you're supposed to do something about it. And we're doing something about it today. We're actually turning that around and using this as an opportunity, as a teaching moment. And so the single business strategy that has really impacted how we build and how fast we've grown, and the business aspect of working together, that's from, I'm not going to give it away right now. Okay, we have C now. It's awesome. Yes. So what we're talking about, though, is doing business in the DMs.
Yep, doing business in the DMs. And I'm so excited to be covering this particular topic because there's all kinds of schools of thought and positions about it. But we're going to share with you how this has been, as I mentioned earlier, highly useful and highly fruitful for us. And there is a way to do it and all that. We're going to just cover all that. So sit tight, strap in, and let's get right into it.
He said strap in, for real. So what we're going to talk about first is, I'm going to get to the point that was like the frustrating moment for me. We're not there yet, though. So we're going to get there. But first, let's talk about this. Let's talk about, when we talk about DMs or doing business in direct messages or private messages or any type of, app where you're able to just do a direct. There are some things that we want to make sure that you all are clear of. You may be asking, is this effective? And we're just going to tell you our results thus far over time, how we've grown and what we've learned through different strategies that we'll share with you here. Through different strategies in the DMs, we've garnered paid collaborations, paid brand partnerships. We've
multi-month, multi-platform.
Yes, brand partnerships.
That's right.
Over 5-figure clients.
Yes.
As well. We have garnered, and I would say even that's great for business, right? But you know what has been amazing for us to hear and to learn is to hear and to learn about what other people are going through and then finding ways to serve and help them. Now, we're not always the one that they need. We're not always the one that they may be.
We don't always have the solution for whatever their specific situation is.
Yeah, but what we can do though, oftentimes, is direct them, and we like refer them out. So then we're still able to serve, and that's amazing too, because they may not always, be our clients or potential clients, but sometimes they are needing other services that we just don't do. Many times people ask us about marriage coaching or other things, that we don't do marriage coaching, that we're not marriage coaches at all. But we have a list that we refer people out to. And so then they're still able to get served, and it's just a beautiful situation all the way around. So for us, yes, it's been extremely profitable, not just financially, but also relationally.
Yeah, the quality of the relationships has just really been, significantly high. And it's been a joy. And yeah, just some great relationships.
Okay, so here's some things though. If you all have been doing using this business strategy, that's great. But if you've been using it, if you use this business strategy without having a real strategy, then you're probably frustrated and not wanting to go on and just like, is this even work? Or maybe something else is going on. And it could be that you're doing it like in a way that is not profitable. Profitable for your time, profitable for your accounts, your bank accounts, profitable for your energy, right? So you want to make sure that you all look like you're clear on how you're gonna use this strategy. And if you haven't been using it, you can actually start today. So we want to give you all always some actionable steps that you can take and start implementing right away. Start seeing results, even with clarity, understanding. And then if you all are looking to grow and having even more clients, then listen, this is absolutely a great strategy to use. Now, with that being said, I should also say that let's start off. We're going to break this down into two sections. So we have the first section is the what not to do. And then we have the what to do.
Yes, I think before we do the what not to do,
what you want to do?
And the what to do, I think we should just get right out in front of it and speak to any objections about approaching it this way.
That's right.
You're right. Doing it this way.
You're right.
So let's get to some objections. And I say that because I know people can get weirded out about this strategy. And I'll say this before we get into some of those specific ones. That would largely be because you're not clear on what are the to-dos, which we're going to cover, and the not to-dos, which is what we're also going to speak to.
This is true. So, so can I start that, or do we want to go? Because I have some that I could share with.
Yeah.
What if I don't have, or maybe we can.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's some not to do. So if you're already thinking about, or if maybe you're already doing it, here's what you don't want to do. Here's what you want to stay far away from. You want to make sure that as you go into whatever platform that you're using because let me talk about this real quick. The purpose of it is to connect. You're not there actually to sell. You're there to connect and to build relationships, like as much as you can, as real as it can be, as authentic as it can be. I believe as you are authentic, you will reach authentic people. But if you are not, then oftentimes you'll get that back too. So I believe it's important to go in with the understanding that that is the goal on the base level. And so what you don't want to do is to go in asking anything, like asking for an ask as far as for something from them. You want to go, what you don't want to do is, I want to say what you don't want to do. You don't want to go in and asking, for example, a follow, just by asking like a follow, because automatically it's like, well, what's the purpose of someone following you? Like, I think somebody should have to find value in what you're doing. I personally, we don't do that unless we're adding value to it. Hey, if you're a married entrepreneur and you're looking for some more strategy, some more insight, some daily content that's going to bless your heart and your life and your marriage and your business, then come on and connect with us. Like, we're offering something with that.
Yeah, simply put, I would steer clear of the follow for follow approach.
Oh,
that approach is no bueno.
That makes me, do y'all see me moving? Like I'm itching, I'm scratching my legs. It like makes me, I don't want to break out in hives. Like it makes me itch. Like, please, Like that's a do not. And that was actually, I'm just going to tell it. That was one of the things that kept bothering me the last, I don't know, several weeks. I got so many people saying, oh, follow for follower. Can you follow me? I'm like, wait, what are you offering that? Like, first of all, get to know me. I'm a person. There's like a real person over here. And if you get to know me, you'll know that, guess what? I'm going to get to know you. And so isn't it better for me to build a relationship with you before I follow you? Or even if I follow you, like how much more valuable is that?
Yeah. Follow for follow is a very cheap
Don't do it, y'all.
relationship.
Don't do it.
Cheap conversation.
It's not a relationship.
No, it's not. But I'm saying, even if you were to consider it one, it is a very cheap one.
Yeah, don't go that way. So that was just like, and it is a big turnoff for me personally. So this is why, like, I guess we kept talking about it so much, and I was like, I think we should just help people. And so if you're doing that, don't do that. If you're doing it to us, if you haven't, because I just shut down. Honestly, I'll just like stop talking to you because I'm like, oh, you don't want to build a relationship. You just want to follow, or you think because you automatically follow me, then or us, then we're supposed to be like, oh, like, well, no, let's build relationship. I want to know about you. I want to know, what do you do? And there are people that we may follow that, you know, we don't even, they don't do what we do, or they're not even in that area, but we like each other as people. But there are also people that I love and know in real life that we don't follow on social. So follow, that doesn't mean anything. Like it doesn't add up unless you're actually bringing some heat and you're bringing some value. And so that was really, that was making me feel a certain type of way. And so I kept sharing passionately with my husband about it. He's so patient. He was like, okay, all right. And I said, can we just talk about it? And so I said, let's just go. I didn't want to go off on anybody, but I just wanted to say, you know, hey, so if you're doing this, don't stop. But those are the main things we would recommend to not do, and to not be selfish. That was the other last thing. Don't be selfish. And that, you may say, oh, we're not selfish, but it's easy for us to be selfish and not even know it. And that can look like you're talking to somebody and you're not even concerned with what they're going through,
or showing interest in them in a genuine manner. And so what's sort of like the program running in the background of your mind, regardless of what comes out, is what can I get? What can I get? What can I get?
And that comes out.
And that what can I get, even if you're not saying what can I get, it comes across as though you're saying what can I get, because that's what you're saying in yourself, saying within your mind.
Yeah. And so people are dealing with real life, people are hurting, you know. And I know for us as believers, as Christians, we have to keep the main thing. And that doesn't mean everybody's going to be your client. And that doesn't mean, there are conversations that I have on the daily in the DMs, but there are very few times that we actually talk about going to the business aspect of actually serving those people, because they may not even be there. We've had people that we've met who are struggling in their marriage. Why would I talk to you about running or building a business or coming into one of our programs if y'all struggling in your marriage? Let me connect you with somebody who can help you with that, right? People dealing with cancer. Why would I start saying, hey, you and your spouse want to join our program? You're dealing with a situation that we're looking and believing with you for the hand of God to move in your life. Like, why would I do that? You know what I'm saying? And so it's so important for us to remember that there are really people on the other side. And those are the things that I would just say, do not do that. You all kind of heard like at a high view level of what I've been talking about, like with my husband. I'm more so the one, he does the DMs as well too, more so with the husbands, but I'm more so the ones, we have a lot more women on our page. So I'm more so the ones that I'm looking to truly connect, like say hi to people, where you from, what y'all doing, yeah, that type of thing, versus just trying to get something from people, right? So I think that's so important to have that mindset of serving. Okay, so now let's switch over to like what to do in the DMs. If we're going to use this strategy, let's go straight to it. If you are going to use a strategy. Yeah.
Going back to that statement earlier about sort of the mindset in the background is, what can I get? What can I get? What can I get? Switch it to, how can I serve? How can I serve? How can I serve?
Oh,
and serve doesn't mean that you have all the answers, but serve means that I will help with those answers, whether I help them or I can connect you with someone who does. So when that becomes sort of when that becomes your approach to then doing business in the DMs, building relationships in the DMs, then you come off as a resource because that's authentically what you're trying to be. So how can I serve? That is the approach. That's what you should do going into the DMs as an approach to start.
The mindset of it. How can I serve? But then it's like, well, how do you know how you can serve someone if you don't even get to know them yet? Like, how do you?
Which means you need to be asking questions, not always answering questions.
Yes.
And that also means
asking questions about them, not asking, do you want to buy my stuff?
Yes.
Can you follow me?
Asking discovery questions about them to get to know more about them, because the more you know about them, ultimately the better you can serve.
Yes.
This is where things tend to really go bad when we try to answer problems that we haven't been clear on, or answer with a solution where we're not clear on what is the problem. Right. You can only discover that as you ask them questions about them.
Yeah, and it's really about at the beginning and end of the middle of the day. It's really for us. It's about trusting God with our business. You may say, what does that have to do with trusting God? Well, not everybody is going to purchase or buy. Not everyone is in that position. Not everyone needs it, right? Not everyone even wants it. So, but there are those who do. And it's the ones who do that you're going to be able to build even deeper connection with through serving them in your business. But you won't even know which ones those are until you actually take the time out to learn and have conversation. Some will respond, some won't, but many people are leery because there's so much sliminess going on. But I tell you this, it's the authentic ones that will stand out. It's easy to see authenticity when you've been around the opposite or when you hear more of the opposite.
Yeah, and I want to qualify that authenticity because it's possible to be authentically selfish.
You're right.
So that authenticity really needs to be coming from a heart to help.
Heart to help.
When you authentically, when your heart to serve comes as authentically, this is what you're here to do. That's really the mindset, the approach, the questions, and all of that.
Yeah.
That really shapes how you interact.
Yeah. Okay. And so, thank you for saying that. And I want to say this again. One of the ways that I feel like we've grown tremendously in business, even with this single business strategy. We mentioned earlier, from paid brand partnerships to, over 10-figure clients. Like, it's not hard or difficult when it's organic and you're like, oh, that's what you need. Well, guess what? That's what we do, right? Or it's like, oh, that's what you need. We don't do that, but let me help you over there. Let me help you with someone over there, or point you in that direction. Now, let me say this. What has really, really helped us? This has been amazing. I don't know, those of you who we've connected in the DMs, you can let us know if this has been helpful for you. Because it helps to build relationships to even know what people want. But even if you're just starting out in your business, even if you're just expanding, but let's just say you're starting out and you're like, well, how do I offer value? How do I serve? How do I not come to them salesy? How do I even have this conversation? Well, it's just a matter of saying hello, that type of thing, and just thanks for connecting. And you truly want to get a chance to meet who you can through this way. You want to be as authentic as you can. Like, you are going to be real, right? Mm-hmm. And then once you get, they respond back, you can ask a question about where they are, whatever. And then you could actually find out from them, because if they're following you and that's the way that you're connected, then you can find out, oh, is this something that you all are needing? It's like, what you want to find out, like, what was the reason, or what was it that was so intriguing to you? And then you can find out where their need is. And many times, marketing stats say that it takes 8 to 11 touch talks before cold traffic converts, if they're not desperate. Like, if you need heart surgery, listen, where's the first heart surgeon? I don't need you to ask me 8 to 11 times if I need.
I don't need to be put on your email.
Yeah, I don't need to be. I just need, can you do my heart surgery? Okay, nice to meet you. Let's go. You got the credentials. Let's go. Right? That's different. But for those who are cold and who are like maybe solution unaware, when they don't know that you have a solution, some are even problem unaware. they don't even know they have a problem, then that's where you have conversation. That's where the conversation comes in. So you can find out, are they problem aware? And then are they even solution aware? Just because they're speaking with you doesn't mean they know that you are the solution. And so when you are able to have that conversation based on what you offer, you can ask them, so what are some things, or I don't like to just leave it open-ended because that makes people work. But like, these are the things that we serve in. These are the areas. Which one would you say is your biggest struggle, like for you all right now? And they respond, and guess what? When they respond, we like to, what we started doing a while ago is we went and created something to give them. So like a download to say, hey, this is what you need. Bet, we got you. Check this out. And then they're like, oh, well, what about the other thing? I need help with that too. Oh, you need that too? Well, we've already created something, a training for free. And it's really, really good, right? To give them that. And then we're able to have conversations. So you're making a deposit, whether they work with us or not, it's besides the point. But we know that we've served them well. They can walk away with some more clarity, but most of the time they're going to need more help. And if we stay in that zone of just helping and serving, we make it easy for us to be the easy choice, to say, you know what, let's talk, right? And it's easy for the guard to come down because they've seen that we've already offered amazing value that they should have been paying for, right? But that comes with actually listening to what people are saying. And so for those maybe are going to be listening live, or maybe you're watching the replay, if I or one of us, I don't know how you respond if people ask you that in the DMs, but if you've ever asked me, once again, for a follow without giving value credence, that for me, I haven't grown up enough, I don't think, just to like respond graciously. I can respond graciously, but the thing about that is via text, unless I do a voice. I can do that. I haven't thought about that. But I use it as like, this is a teaching moment. I don't want to sound a certain way that I'm not. Like, I just want to say, hey, well, let's offer some value before you just ask me or ask us to say, hey, can you follow? Like, just in those small things, like, just be mindful that people are people. People are people. And then to treat people well, to serve people well in that. And I want to we want to give you all a bonus as we go through our DMs. This is something like pretty much a daily ritual for us. Part of our day each day is to connect with people, and it's served us really, really well. And it's not necessarily and depending on what your business model is, would determine like how sustainable it would be for you all. It's not something that we're like, oh, this is, the only thing. We have other strategy systems, of course, automations, but it's kind of like a way to keep your ear to the ground, our ear to the ground, to say, oh, this is what people are dealing with. Oh, this is the language you're using. Oh, this is what they need help with. Oh, this is what they're saying now. Like, it's like, oh, okay, we can serve in this way. And it's hard to do that if we're not staying connected in some way. So I know some people, before we get to that bonus, may say, well, we don't have the time to do that. I don't have time to be talking one-on-one to people. I don't even have the energy to be doing that. I barely want to talk to my own family. You have all these different situations. But if you really think about like why you're in business, of course, you want your business to be profitable, but how do you expect that to happen without actually learning? If you're struggling in that, it may be a messaging situation, a messaging breakdown. And one of the easiest ways to fix that is to actually listen to what your people are saying. One of the ways to listen to what they're saying is to have conversations. So there you have it. And you grow. It's like a muscle. You grow into it.
People also want it to come quickly. And it doesn't always come like that. Unless the person has a severe issue and they are absolutely problem aware and they're aware that you also have the solution.
Yeah.
Aside from all those things, you're going to have to build relationships with people. And so you need to get to a place where you genuinely, recognize that, yes, I have a business, and regardless of what my business is, I am ultimately in the business of building relationships with people. So when you do that, there's so much residual impact that comes from that. You're, by the way, building the three important things for a person really to become a customer and client, and that's the know, like, and trust factor. So that's taking place as you're building that relationship in the DMs. But also, this being a match, their problem, your solution, they're aware. they end up in many instances becoming a great referral source for you.
Absolutely.
So the building of the relationship, the legwork on the front end, ends up resulting many times in easier acquisition of getting new clients and customers, because you would have built such a rapport with people. But rapport does require time of building a relationship, and time doesn't mean necessarily a long time, but it does mean quality interaction.
And that's where that value comes in, right? I mentioned a bonus that we also use that has really helped us with this single business strategy, and that is tracking. So we kind of use it like create our own type of CRM, client or customer relation management. So tools. So you could have, right now we use software, but we started with a napkin and a pen. Then we moved up to a paper and then to a whiteboard, right? Then to software. So start with where you are, but being able to actually track those who you're connecting with and those who are connecting back with you is key, because there's a saying that says the fortune is in the follow-up. And being able to really connect with people and follow up with them. We've had people that say, I've been following you. We've been talking in the DMs for a year, right? And then I just said, it's time for us to just, go ahead and invest. It's time. I'm like, okay, awesome. By that time, they felt like they already knew us. I didn't even know it was that long. Why? Because we're not tracking like, oh, how long has it been? We're just tracking, are we staying connected? And so there are others, we have one conversation. They're like, can we work together? Right? So just, you don't know how it's going to be, because you don't know what people are dealing with. And so you just have to be able and be open to have these conversations. So we hope that this episode has been amazing for you all. We're going to leave it up for a little bit. It will go live soon. We're going to cut off, and then we'll be adding on our Enjoying the Journey Together segment. And that's the area where we'll be sharing with you all different conversations that you can be having, how to include like your wealth roles, what that looks like. If you're couplepreneurs, spousalpreneurs, or indiepreneurs, how does this business strategy, how could it look in your business based on where you are and based on where you want to go? There's like all these different things that we're going to be sharing inside of the Enjoying the Journey Together segment. So you listen to the podcast, the Marriedpreneur Life podcast, then you will be, if you subscribe to that, then you'll know when this one drops too. And if this has been helpful for you, this episode for this is just one business strategy that we use. There are many. If you don't know, well, we want to announce something to you that we do facilitate an amazing free 5-day challenge for married entrepreneurs. It's called the Love and Launch Challenge. The wait list is open, y'all. The wait list is open. So you all can go ahead and register, get on the wait list at loveandlaunchsecrets.com. I'll put it in here. And what we've decided to do, because the doors are not open yet and we don't want y'all just sitting on the wait list, we want to actually start giving you a training. So we're going to give those who are on the wait list an exclusive training. We've never done it like this before, but it's going to be an exclusive training that will be walking you through a very powerful process to prepare your mindset for the Love and Launch Challenge. Is it?
Yes, it'll come back. There it is. Yep. So this is going to be very helpful to really jumpstart you, right? On the front end, so you really can hit the ground running. So there it is, there in the
well, it's in our bio for those of you on IG.
On IG, it's in the link in the bio. And for those of you on all the other platforms, Facebook, YouTube, etc.
I don't think it's on YouTube like this. I don't know, but it's Love and Launch. I know it's on Facebook. For sure.
Well, there you go.
So we're going to be walking couples through amazing business strategies, building systems, Marriedpreneur legacy systems together for a full 5 days. So by the time you finish, you all will be walking away with a customized Marriedpreneur legacy blueprint. It is your very own that you all will be able to use well after the challenge. And of course, we're talking about offering high value, right? So for those of you who would want to we want to serve you so well. So if you're like, we want even more help, then we have an opportunity, of course, to offer more value, because then you would want to become clients. We can serve you more. There's nothing we're trying to hide. Like, it's the part of how we serve people, and you should be serving people the same way. So we're excited about that. But guess what? Even those who don't even go to the next step, the content is so amazing. We get really excited about it as if we're not even the ones facilitating it. It's really, really good content. Every single day, you'll get a strategy sheet to download, to go over with you and your spouse as you're building together. Even if only one of you, if you all are spousepreneurs, one of you is called to entrepreneurship. We believe the family is called to entrepreneurship, and we just give you strategy on how to build that together profitably. And by the end of the week, you're going to have some amazing content and amazing insight. And our goal actually is for you to start implementing during that week so you can grow your client base that week as well too. So it's gonna be good, y'all. So loveandlifesecrets.com. Come on and join. Go ahead and get that free training for those on the wait list. And y'all share with your friends as well too. Hope this has been great for you. Let us know in the comments. Okay.
Yep.
Good. Y'all see it. Fabulous. Fabulous. Okay. Y'all have a good one. Have a good rest of your evening. Thanks for the hearts. So kind. So kind.
All right. So you know what's up till next time.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Keep living.
Purposefully.
Powerfully.
And profitably in sync.
I almost forgot to sign off, y'all.
Peace out.
Peace out.